Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hey, welcome to a new episode of Side Quests on the Fun and Games podcast. I'm very grateful to my gracious host Matt Stormageddon for inviting me on to talk about one of my favourite games. My name is Harry, and I'm a games writer who recently started a new position as a writer at Game Rant, alongside writing freelance pieces for various games journalism outlets. But enough about me, let's get on to what I'm here to talk about. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Now, if you've been around on the internet for the past 5 years or so, you definitely know something about Metal Gear Rising. From the power metal banger of Rules of Nature being attached to like every badass scene you can think of, or Senator Armstrong yelling, "My sources, I made it the fuck up." Fragmented pieces of Rising can be found everywhere. But there's more to Rising than just the memes, and there's a lot of reasons that it's remained popular 10 years after release. Let's start with the gameplay. As it was developed by PlatinumGames, you already know that you're in for a flashy masterpiece of hack-and-slash character action combat. Raiden's high-frequency blade cuts through everything. Literally everything, save for some necessary level geometry. You can happily hack away at trees, fences, and enemies' limbs equally as much as you like. And the Zandatsu system that the combat loop is built around, bisecting an enemy accurately to rip out their Lucozade-filled spinal cord and regenerate your health bar, gives the game a stellar sense of pace. Like Doom 2016's Glory Kill system, going for Zandatsu kills encourages you to keep moving forward and never retreat. In Rising, the best defense is a good offense. You can also play around with other sub-weapons like EMP grenades, rocket launchers, and Snake's trusty cardboard box, although it honestly won't do you much good to try to sneak around like in Metal Gear Solid. Now, of course, a stellar combat system is nothing without stellar enemies to fight, and Rising has them in spades. The PMC group Desperado are full of memorable characters that you, save for one, absolutely love to murder over and over. Monsoon, the meme-obsessed magnetist, Mistral, the multi-armed stranger, and Sundowner, the bravado-filled shielded coward. All of these bosses bring with them hammy one-liners, fleshed out but insane motivations, and unique mechanics that challenge different aspects of your gameplay. If you haven't learned how to precisely cut in certain directions by the time you ascend a skyscraper to Sundowner, good luck. And Jetstream Sam, the figurehead of Desperado and Raiden's eternal rival, is the only mercenary you might not love to kill. The man fights our juiced-up cyborg Raiden with no enhancements but a prosthetic arm, almost winning a duel to the death purely with fine swordplay, trained martial arts, and a charming smile. Senator Armstrong, however, you will love to kill him. This social Darwinist maniac wants nothing more than to start a false flag war to ultimately burn America to the ground. He would have a point if not for wanting to build a might makes right society on top of it, where the quote-unquote weak are doomed to death. Watching Raiden drive Sam's sword through this madman and crush Armstrong's goddamn heart in his hand, I have never seen anything more cathartic. Maybe more memorable than the bosses, though, is the music that accompanies them. Each boss comes with unique, incredible heavy metal vocal themes to accompany their fight. The tracks remain instrumental for some time in each battle, but the vocals kick in right when the tides shift in Raiden's favour. Take Metal Gear Ray as an example. When the Colossal Ray brings down its gargantuan chainsaw arm onto Raiden, the cyborg ninja effortlessly parries it with a sword that's 20 times smaller, sprints up its arm while slashing away at the outer shell, and finally slices the entire machine in two. Jason Miller's electrifying vocals scream rules of nature just when Raiden catches the blade, bringing the moment from a cool scene to one of the most memorable in all of gaming. As a bonus, the lyrics of every boss's theme reflect their personal ideology and struggles. My personal highlights are Sam's "The Only Thing I Know for Real" and Armstrong's "It Has to Be This Way," which instantly reveal far more about their motivations and personalities than any wiki page ever could. Despite most of these enemies' horrible actions, the lyricism in these tracks undeniably makes you feel something for them. Sam's theme especially, as it openly discusses how he has sunk too deep into the hole of mercenary life, having no idea what he lives for other than to fight day after day. Mistral's dives into her tortured upbringing, similar to Raiden, and how despite her floating aimlessly through life before, unsure of what to use her skills for, she's finally found a strange war to devote herself to. While Armstrong's theme obviously doesn't redeem him in any way, it does bring up some interesting questions about how dissimilar he and Raiden truly are, and even offers some criticism on his own ideology in his own theme song. Metal Gear Rising is one of the best games I've ever played, and definitely up there as one that always remains in my mind. If you're like millions of other gamers who have seen all the memes about the game but never picked it up, I strongly encourage you to give it a try. After all, No other game can grant you the unique experience of cutting a US senator into a million pieces. Happy gaming.
Alright, Josue, let's go through our new Comic Day stack. We have a lot to review.
I know. Maybe we've gone too far.
Well, let's see. Marvel, of course, DC,
I got Image, Dark Horse,
Black Mask, Boom, IDW,
Aftershock, Vault, of course, Mad Cave,
Oni, Valiant, Scout.
Magma, Behemoth.
Wow, that's a lot. Well, all we need now is a name for our show. We need a name for a show about reviewing comic books every week. Something clever, but not too clever.
Like a pun? It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, it's something that seems funny at first, but we might regret later on as an impulsive decision a few dozen episodes in.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
Join Keith and Josue for We Have Issues, a weekly show reviewing almost every new comic released each week, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
CPOV.
CertainPOV.com.